This is assessment 3, digital group presentation for digital criminology by Tommy and Naveen. Child abduction has been an ongoing problem in the last few years. Recent studies discovered that 8 million children on average are reported missing annually. Australia recorded 20,000 missing children last year alone. Understandably, losing a child is every parent's greatest fear. Though Australia has seen a decrease in disappearances from 2.8 to 1.8 cases per 100,000 people, these figures were not indicative of a major decline, and currently they remain the same. It is therefore necessary to implement measures to combat predators and reduce child abduction numbers. What is CCTV? Outline and functions. CCTV, or Child Chaperone Tracking Surveillance, is designed to protect your children while they travel between home and school. It provides parents the comfort of knowing that in this vulnerable period, if a child strays between allocated destinations, parents will be made aware and be able to contact their child. The two-party app is downloaded on a parent phone and child phone. Location and phone numbers are coordinated between the two users' phones. Its function is that of a secure journey planning app. Parents input their home address and their child's school address. While traveling between locations, a Google Maps-like tracking system monitors the child, ensuring they remain on a safe, predetermined path to and from school. Locations may also be altered for the child's extracurricular activities, such as badminton. Additional safety measures include a timer system. Should a child fail to arrive at their destination within an allotted time, the parent phone receives a push notification. This notification prompts the parent phone to call or message the child phone, and the timer may be reset or disabled. If the child does not respond to the contact attempts or strays beyond the predetermined path radius, the parent phone may escalate the matter and notify authorities. If the child's phone doesn't respond during the escalation period, authorities are able to issue an Amber Alert style signal, notifying other parent phones within the radius of the child with a government emergency style push notification. This is applicable to all CCTV users. Rationale. The use of phone data and cellular tracking has been adopted by authorities globally. The data is fundamental in not only prosecuting offenders, but also in assisting police in locating children. An example of this is the FBI's specialized unit, the Cellular Analysis Survey Team, who provide assistance when it comes to anything involving phone records, whether it be location, messages, or calls. CAST has been a major support to forces such as CARD, Child Abduction Rapid Deployment, by performing cellular tracking and phone data extraction. With major success in police operations, we feel it's only right that parents have access to this kind of security when it comes to their children. Knowing the child's location plays a major role in police investigation, as it allows for immediate search and questioning to be done in an isolated area. It should be noted that the first 24 hours following an abduction are vital in the role of recovering a child alive and unharmed. Every second in the initial 24 hours decreases the potential a child has of surviving an abduction substantially. Therefore, efficiency is key and swift action is required to ensure the child's safety. According to the Behavioral Analysis Unit, determining the child's whereabouts is the most challenging task police are faced with. Distressed parents making emergency calls over a missing child tend to have ideas as to where they could be when questioned by authorities. This can lead to inefficient investigations as there are too many variables and too many places for the police to look. This issue could be avoided through the use of CCTV, as parents and police officers will be able to isolate a specific area and begin conducting their search. Sending a distress signal to the wider community also benefits the search, as it brings forward potential witnesses and invariably increases the search party as the community becomes involved. Amber Alert, which is what this app's distress signal is based on, has demonstrated a success over the many years, as statistics illustrate how the system has become responsible for 17% of the cases where the child is recovered in a kidnapping. Therefore, by implementing a similar system in Australia, the app is highly likely to experience comparable success to its predecessor.
Potential privacy issues. Next slide, please. An issue CCTV has is how the app will regulate the private data requested from its users. Most parents have concerns over what data to share and how the data may be used without their knowledge. Parents are likely to have questions over the data CCTV requires, and understandably be concerned that the data may potentially be shared with third parties. CCTV aims to require the bare minimum when it comes to data about the child itself. The main focus is providing the best possible surveillance and protection with the least amount of data possible. One way we may achieve this is by giving the parents an option to provide additional data, such as the child's age, medical condition, or even pictures. Obviously, the app's function operates solely on geolocation and mobile phone numbers. It does not and will not require any further data. Any information provided beyond that is entirely optional and at the discretion of the parents. Benefits and limitations. Benefits. Through the use of GPS tracking, children are able to constantly be monitored from afar and can be done so with little to no use of communication. Constant communication means reduced stress and anxiety for the parents, as they will be able to know where their kids are and if they have safely arrived at their destination. Furthermore, the app's popularity can potentially create a safeguard, as potential kidnappers will be more hesitant as they will need to factor in whether the child is under the app's surveillance. With the element of secrecy in question, they may no longer be willing to take such a risk, especially since the chances of them getting caught have increased. Lastly, should a search take place, the app increases participation, as it notifies the wider community of the missing child. Limitations. Obviously, the limitations begin with the technology itself. The app obviously requires that the child has a phone to begin with. This alone could be an issue, as some parents tend not to give their children such technology until they are at a mature age. Additionally, the success of CCTV is dependent on the child maintaining a phone in their possession. With this knowledge, perpetrators could very easily dispose of the phone and abscond with the kidnapped child. Another potential risk is if there is a breach in the app's network, as it would mean hundreds, if not thousands of children and parents' locations and phone numbers would be exposed to the perpetrator. Security will obviously need to be a major focus when it comes to the development of the app. It may require most of the funding, as it would be detrimental to users and CCTV's reputation should there ever be a network compromise. Conclusion. CCTV looks to bring parents the comfort of knowing where their child is, especially when they are separated from them. Children are considered off the grid when they commute to places such as school, and are only known to be safe when they arrive at their supervisor's location. CCTV will change this, as some form of surveillance will be provided to the child, despite no one being around them. Furthermore, the app looks to assist the party in searches by sending out distress signals to the wider community, as well as providing important data such as the child's current location or last known location. It is important that this app is seen through, as it provides protection to the most vulnerable party of society, which are children. Thank you for listening.